Okay, let's make sure the microphone is working. Okay, can mute that now. Okay, so I almost streamed setting all this stuff up, but there's too much stuff to do. Had to borrow the pink little ramekins for dinner, so they're not with us because I didn't want to clean them. So my friend suggested that instead of having preset bingo cards, what I could do was instead make my own by cutting out little preset squares. So I made another quick script, printed some out. I did not put on, yes, it is me, the streamer and popular pop artist. And a couple of these categories that she suggested I am not 100% sure on, but we're gonna try. I also didn't bother to print out the free space. I think I left it in, but I didn't like color it differently, so I don't know where it went. So I moved the setup slightly further, so you're gonna see more of my arm. That one's blank. So I ended up bagging up all those ones from last week. There was quite a few categories of them. They're all over here. I will just be going ahead and putting the buttons wherever again and bagging them up afterwards. So I did figure out something to do with all of these buttons. And I posted pictures in a couple of the Discords. So, let's see, there we go. I did a bead embroidery with embroidered edges, and I filled it with a bunch of those black buttons. So in the sun, you can tell they're all different colored, you know, slightly different variants of black, but you're going to see this inside the house, so it really doesn't matter. And I think it's a really nice use for buttons. I'm going to try and either glue or sew on some on canvas in animal shapes. This is the one I did that I decided not to put buttons on because it looks a little bit clean. But I will be doing a couple more of these. They're very nice. Very nice to use up all these sequins I've got. I used to mass buy stuff off of eBay. And by mass buy, I mean, so I set up a program to bid on any craft supplies under 25 cents. That's including shipping. And I would buy it and then resell it on Facebook. And I made quite a bit of money buying lace and stuff for like 25 cents, and I'd resell the roll for like $2 on Facebook. And I did that for a while until they basically punished you for selling anything less than 99 cents. So I still have a ton of that stuff because, you know, I kept some of it, and I have a massive thing of sequins. And I think I put it up actually, but it's a hefty bag of sequins. And of course there's hefty lace, and I need to give some to Alia so that she can do something with it, because it's more than I could use in my lifetime. I was also looking for a bowl, but I think it got used or put up because I'm good and actually have been cleaning. So, first thing I'm going to do is show off a couple of the plush toys so I can get them off my bed. I have not been hunting for many plush toys because I'm at my limit of how much, would reasonably sell in a year. So I'm much more particular with what I'm buying. However, my mom found a Taco Bell Chihuahua today. And he sings. I'm going to put it close to my mic so you can hear it. So I dedicate this Chihuahua to Alia. I'll also list it on eBay. I literally haven't checked eBay for it. So another thing is that we went to a garage sale and they had a couple dinosaur plush toys. This is just a cheap one from Dollar General. They're called Winkies. I think I've shown off like the other elephant. They're not the best sewing quality. They often have weird wonky eyes. This one's got some bad sewing and he does not sit up properly because one of his legs is slightly too short. I can fix that and I plan to fix that, but not right now. I actually have this in a tiny little clip. Let's see if I can reach it. It's kind of stuck on my bag real quick. Let me pull up the whole bag. Squish, there you go. I had it as a clip already. So I guess it's kind of cool. It's definitely not something I could resell because it's way too cheap. However, they did have something nice at that garage sale. And it was this. Oh god, this is so not the right angle for plush toys. There we go. This is a Jurassic World Indominus Rex. I haven't watched any of the new Jurassic Park movies, but he retailed for like 30 and I got him for 50 cents, so I'll dump him on eBay eventually. So this one is also dedicated to Alia. This is a very weird plush and I cannot find anything about it at all. Like usually when I find stuff, I can find at least an image or two, something. So this is the mascot of Chun King, and they make American-style frozen Chinese dinners. I can't find a age. I would guess mid-90s because of the way the tag looks. And my mom insisted I get it because I've been getting a whole bunch of other assorted shit like that. Don't think I showed this one off already. I did email them about this. So this is from a company that's called Salesforce. And I emailed them about this, and they got back to me. And they just said that it was given out to a host of certain sales meetings, and that's all. They didn't give me any other info about it. So I guess it could be considered rare. And I also emailed Cisco about the crab. He's a pretty nice crab. And I got an email back and they just said, we'll get back to you on it. Because I have no idea. And they have not got back to me about it either. So, perhaps one day they'll... Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, I've not been picking up any more plush toys because There's like 4 boxes out there. And about, no wait, there's 5 boxes and 3 of them are listed on eBay. So that's a pretty good amount. I will definitely be listing more soon because it's at the end of the month. Oh no, these all got messed up. I didn't think ahead of time. I done pulled an ollie. That's good enough. I also didn't bring out the backing that I usually use for the camera for it to sit on. So it's going to wobble a little bit, but it's too hot to go out there and pull something off of a shelf that's taller than me and drag it in here. So this is what we got today. Maybe next time. It actually got pretty hot today. Oh, when I was looking for buttons earlier, when I was doing those embroideries, and there's still quite a few pins in here, but I believe they're all non-magnetic, because they didn't come with the, oh, there's a bobby pin. They didn't come out with the magnetic stick I was using to check. So there is our beautiful bobby pin. Do we have any sort of bobby pin or like knot button on here? Doesn't look like it. Alright, you go over there. Let's see. Who do we got here tonight? There's also just a massive wad of string at the bottom. I put my hand in there and felt like this weird fuzzy thing. And I was like, did one of those caterpillars from outside die in here? And no, it was just a wad of string. That's probably very thrilling to hear, but that's, hey, I'm touching it and you don't have to, so. Alright, so we got some ugly buttons here. What do we have here? We got a red. Oh, we actually have a non-round button today. We got a nice little square right here. Oh, we have a pair of the squares. That was one of the new categories. But I do not see, no. Let's see. So I know this is not going to show up very well, but these guys are just heavily scratched because of their age. I have seen in a couple of the groups where they cover them with nail polish or a resin before putting them on a craft, but I'm not going to do that. That just seems like way too much work for, yeah. Also, if you can think of anything that would be cute to basically stencil with buttons, I'd appreciate it. I'm thinking of doing cats, maybe a dolphin, and then do like watercolor background. Actually quite a few pairs now. Oh, this one is really interesting. Okay, so I'm not sure what this would come off of. Probably a very casual type suit. So it has, like, it's very uneven textured. I think this would be a really nice purse button. Oh yeah, and one of my other friends suggested I say, what exactly is a purse button? Well, so I made this little pouch, and it has a piece of elastic right here. And I have lots of this elastic, but you basically can put it around a button to hold it together. So, a lot of older style purses have such pockets. They're not so much on new ones, but new ones usually have like some sort of decorative button. But that type of button would be really great on a pouch like that. And this holds my book for all of my needles. It's very useful. So we're gonna put this button. Let's see. Does he qualify for anything? I guess we'll put him on compliment worthy. I'll definitely put that one aside. I also have some buttons that I used nail polish on. I could not find them. Yeah, I don't think I ended up finding them because I don't see them on my desk. But certain types of nail polish adhere really well to plastic. Some nail polish does not. It really depends on what kind of nail polish it is. Okay. So this is a fabric button. There we go. There's a fabric covered button. So these buttons that I basically called couch embroidery buttons, I linked the video that I uploaded to YouTube in a button group on Facebook. And a lot of them told me that these usually came off of women's sweaters. Like they're a very 90s one, and they also were indeed used on actual couches. But usually the ones that were used directly on couches had very wide backs like this. I know this is definitely not going to show up. But basically this is a large square hole, because to be able to put a button that is that large on there, you need a very large needle. And I actually have that needle pretty handy if I can find it. Here it is. So this is a absolutely gigantic needle. You sew buttons onto upholstery or do knots on upholstery. You can also use it to set eyes and other small parts in dolls. I've used it as a photo prop for a few things, like with the skull cat plushie I did. And it's always hilarious to show to people. Whenever I was doing classes, I had this one at the front of the book, and so whenever people looked at it, they were always just asking me all kinds of questions about it. And they're common needles. They're just not really ones that people would, think exist. But yeah, this is why they have such large holes, is because you can barely squeeze it through there. Let's put that somewhere where I don't lose him. One day we can do an exciting, I'm planning to get an embroidery stand, and then I can ramble on and on about all of the needle types. And, bore everyone to death. Alright. So, do we have any very small buttons? I think this fabric button is probably the smallest button we've got. I found a couple more of these little drop beads, These were apparently used very much on women's sweaters. Oh, no, come on. You can focus. I believe in you. Come on, Logitech camera. I also had this camera not in fisheye mode like it is right now, and it wanted to revert back to fisheye mode. So these are used in little fringes, usually on women's sweaters, and a couple, like, dressier clothing. And they come off so easily, apparently. Fortunately, they basically have been the same shape for like 50 years, so getting replacements is not difficult. I also learned that the 3-hold button that's lurking around here comes off of a very expensive type of suit. And I don't remember what kind it was. I want to say it was Armani, but I don't think it was quite that expensive. And a couple people were very interested in it, so I was going to go ahead and dig that out again. But also, people like constantly message me from that group asking me dumb questions. And as much as I would love to go and look at one random button at 2 a.m. on some day, sorry, guys. And you can always ask me good questions, like, you know, do you think it's this? Or, I think it's this button, could you show it to me? But a lot of people were just like, could you just put me, like, 50 purple buttons together? And I was like, sweetie, I don't even think there's 50 purple buttons in here. This is one nice purple button, though. Now I gotta think if I want to like edit that out before dumping this in the group, but I probably won't. I don't care enough. So this looks like this. Okay, so this looks like you would glue a button onto it. See, it's very flat, and it looks like it's got some glue residue right here. So maybe this is for those buttons that I've seen that are just like flattened on the back. And I couldn't confuse. Oh, here's another one of these 3-hold buttons. Speaking of them, go in the good pile. This definitely has some sort of glue on it. We'll put you over there. That'll be the metal tin. Don't really want to label it as broken because it's not quite broken. So this one is another button that's not complete, I guess, is what I called it. It's it's metal, but I feel like it's supposed to have another part because this part back here is very like unfinished metal. I'm not sure what that goes with. Okay. I did see something similar on these buttons. So these are actually metallicized acrylic, which basically just means it's metal covered plastic. And these were very popular in the late 80s to 90s, seems like. So go ahead and put it under 1990. Let's see. It goes on the sweater button. And this one is different. Okay, so this one's a little worse for wear. This is metal with a little pearl in the center, and it had some rhinestones around it, but those have long gone. They actually could be at the bottom of that. They don't look very hard to replace, but they definitely look like they're glass. Yeah, there's like one remaining in here, and it's definitely glass. It's not plastic. Pretty interesting. I guess if you were recreating some sort of a outfit that might be interesting. I think it would be better to use it on like a jewelry tree or something of that sort, where you'd put like flat earrings. Oh, so here's a fabric button. It's just a nice satin fabric button. This one definitely feels nice to touch. Some of them do not feel nice. Let's see, do I have brown on here? I do. That's a pretty good button right there. It's got a nice rim on it. So with the UV resin craze, I've seen people put with these like buttons, I've seen people fill this, they like hot glue or something there, and then they'd fill this area with resin and put a couple like spangles or rhinestones in the middle to do like that. That's what I would, you know, if I did that type of stuff, that's what I'd be looking for. Let's do 2 hold on that nice triangle. Yeah, this one lacks the glue. It's one of these other ones that are like that. Maybe I'll find them on there. I have not found any other ones that look like they have obvious glue. So, initially I didn't think there was any mother of pearl buttons in here, but I'm slowly starting to find some, and they all seem to be 3 hold, which, again, according to that group, seems to be something I should definitely put aside, take a look at. This is another one of those ones that have a shield with a lion on it and a thing on the back. It says made in Sweden. I think it said Sporong. Don't ask me how that's pronounced. I will definitely ask questions about that. There's another one of those metal ones with that symbol on it. I specifically hunted these guys out. They've got a little concave section right here. I know that's definitely not going to show up, but you can put your finger in there if that shows it better. These have pretty interesting, like, I don't know what, I wanted to say dynamic, but that didn't really, they're very interesting, and I used 2 of them on the other one. I'll definitely use the other ones that I get. They look pretty nice on there. Yeah, I used one like right here, and then I used the other one like right there. So, they're interesting. Okay, so this one is actual mother of pearl too. It took a while to actually find them. You can tell it's actual mother of pearl and not resin because the back of the shell right here, which is the top of the shell, has natural patterns. As opposed to like this one right here, this is just resin. It has a much different texture. Oh, I didn't realize that I managed to do all of those right there. I also knocked that all over there. That's pretty good. Let's see, there's a metal. It has some sort of symbol on it. Okay, what in the world is this one? That reminds me, I need to ask about these buttons. So, these have some sort of weird backing. Like, I have no idea how to attach these. It's got 2 holes in the front, but it's got a piece of plastic behind it so you can't go through. And it's got this weird attachment on the back. So I will clip this and ask. Maybe someone knows what this is, because I sure don't. And if you're watching and you feel like doing that, that'd be great. If not, I'll go do it. Did I have one for fabric buttons? Or have I just been... No, I've just been sticking them to the side because I ran out of... So this is another actual mother of pearl one. We'll put you there. This looks like an Alia button. It's got some, like, it's gray, but it's alternating light gray and dark gray. I'll definitely put that aside for you, Alia. Hope you don't need too many matching buttons, because who knows if you're going to find it here. Ah, yes, the marble pattern. And a baby. Oh, it's a tiny, tiny little pearl. Look at that. It's a tiny pearl button. That's probably the smallest one I've seen. I'll put you over there. And while I was picking that up, this is definitely some sort of, like, glue this on and it becomes a button thing. It's got glue still on here, and is this... No. So we'll definitely be looking for a button that looks like it's got a little bit of glue. Actually... Okay. So these don't squish together perfectly, but perhaps these two were glued together at some point, and then the fabric pushed its way out and popped it. I'm not sure, but that seems pretty reasonable to me. All the glue is on the pad, so there'd be nothing left on the button. I will put these... Where did I have these over here? That's the nice pile. It's a 3-hole pile. Okay, you're gonna go in there. Maybe that would be together. It'd be weird for them to be so close together, though, to be honest, because I've shuffled this around a lot. This one has little triangle facets on it. Very shiny. This is definitely one to use on one of the canvases. This one's got a nice little 2-layered, and it's got a shank on the back. This is definitely a men's suit button. I don't have that on here, do I? No. You can go in there. Oh, this is a very purple button. This must have come off of like a woman's casual clothing. It's extremely purple. Oh, this is a diamond. Like some sort of, like, not diamond, you know, diamond, but it's a diamond shape. It's got a little interesting texture on it too. We're finding quite a few non-circular ones now, which is pretty nice. I found this weird black thing. I am not sure what it is. It feels like some kind of chalk. We're going to put it over there by the bobby pin. There's another purple button. Speaking of dumb requests that I got, someone sent me a whole bunch of pictures of buttons. And, well, first of all, someone offered to buy the entire tin of buttons from me for $50. And I just ignored that person because, no, they're my buttons. Go away. And then I got people showing me like all kinds of random buttons that were non-circular. And I kind of looked at some of them. But button collectors seem to be some sort of crazy that I don't understand. Oh, this is a mother of pearl one that's got slight waviness to it. But yeah, they were saying, you know, if you find this button, I'll buy it from you immediately. Don't show it to anyone else. And I'm just like, damn, is this like some sort of button collecting mafia that I just stepped in? This is a rivet back. This is not a button at all. This could be used to attach a button, perhaps. But he's basically trashed without his other half. But yeah, I felt like with all the messages I was getting that I had accidentally stumbled into some weird button collecting mafia ring where everyone had wanted me to find them this one specific rare button. And I mean, if you see it on stream and you want it, you tell me, because I've got it separated kind of in bags and stuff. And you can get it from me, but I'm not going to search for all this random buttons. That's part of the reason of doing a stream, is so that I can kind of figure out stuff. This is a weird leopard print fabric button. This fabric is... I would not put this on a current piece of clothing, but I definitely use it as wall art because it's knit, but it's knit in that very thin, hold on, let me think. It's that very thin polyester knit, the kind that if you actually were wearing it, it would definitely rub the pattern off. So, very nice for an art project or maybe an earring. You could definitely do an earring. But I wouldn't do more than that with it. I'd be too worried to stick it through the laundry. Alright. I'm definitely thinking about sorting out a bunch of the resin buttons and doing them on the canvas. I think the nice little pattern between them would be cute. I saw people using them for like chickens. But I couldn't tell you if chickens are some sort of mega popular wall art. I guess they would be. I saw so many of them. Oh, this one's pretty interesting. It's another one that's got like a concave little hole. I'll put that there. I think the rest of these buttons are just buttons. Nobody really interesting. Oh, let's evict these ugly buttons to the ugly button corner. You're pretty enough. You go right there. Oh, right. I didn't bring in that thing. So we're going to put them in this Halloween sack. Is this a rock? This looks like a rock. A rock or a piece of chalk? I don't know. Put that aside. Oh, there's another one of these little flat pieces. There you go. Oh, this one has little line textures on it. I don't know if that's going to show up, but it's got like sort of like corduroy fabric. He's pretty interesting. I think we're going to find every purple button on stream today, because I've already found a bunch of them. Let's see. Wood, hollow, for crafts. So I remember someone showing me a couple of these ones right here. It's basically like a clear jade resin. I think I'll set it aside, because I remember seeing something similar. But also I looked at stuff like about a week ago. I've been busy this last week. So I could be remembering something completely different. Alright. Ooh, this one's already got an earring in it. Amazing. Okay, these guys are these fused together? Look at this. I can't tell if it's supposed to be this way or if they're just glued together by time. Because this one back here is like some sort of leather. Yeah, I think it's just time. Okay. So this guy is, he's trash basically. He is a fake leather. Not quite pleather, but he's from the 80s. And this stuff basically, if it gets hot, it kind of melts. And this definitely melted to another button at some point. Maybe when their air conditioning went out. Maybe at her house, who knows. But it's very cheap. I've gotten these in other bags of stuff before, and they're always stuck to stuff like that. And it left, like, this one's got to be a craft button, because you can see where it, let's see. There you go. You can see where it just, like, left its glue on there. I'll put you in the trash pile. Oh, this is a very heavy button. Most of the middle buttons have a little bit of heft. This guy's definitely got some heft. Very nice feeling. Okay. I had to stare at this one for a while. So this is fabric covered. This is a cotton knit. So it does not feel like polyester at all. And the back is kind of weird. So it's got a shank back, but it's also got a little run, which is basically a pre-grooved hole. So I'm gonna guess that with how big the hole is, it was probably on either like pajama pants or like a sleep shirt. Definitely looks like men. Pretty interesting. I like this color a lot. I like teal. So we've got a lovely pin ready to stab me. Okay, I almost thought this was a marijuana leaf at first, but it's obviously not. Looks like some sort of generic leaf. It's a metal button. It's not entirely metal. It feels like it's like hollow in the center. There's a lot of metallic buttons on top because I found another pinto bean. There's another pinto bean. So this is part of a button. Gonna guess it's like a back of a rivet. Pretty much trash unless you find it. This is a really pretty button. So this is a rhinestone button with like inset into there. Decent weight. Looks like all of them are intact, which is pretty rare. There's a lot of metallic buttons on the top. Oh, this is another one of those enamel ones with that design. Very nice looking. And this is not a button at all. This is someone's earring. This is indeed someone's earring and backing. Fabric. This is one of these cheap polyester knit buttons. It's in good condition though. It hasn't started degrading. So these suits must have been super popular because they took off a whole bunch of the buttons. Like this was definitely sewn into the cuff of a shirt, if not on the inner flap, because that's where you usually sew extra buttons. This is the first one I've seen with thread still attached. And all these buttons are in super terrible quality. They've been in the button pile for a long time. Two more metallic buttons. I was trying to figure out what this is, but it looks like some sort of coat of arms. I don't see any text on the back, which is sort of unfortunate. Okay, this one is pretty cool. This one has little grooves on it. It's definitely not going to show up, but it's basically got tons of little grooves, sort of like a record. He's definitely a cool one. This is another polyester knit. Just fabric button. Maybe I should put more on the sheet. Maybe not. Okay, yeah, hey, that metal one that looks like a pot leaf has a match. So that coat of arms one has a match in silver. Okay, this is weird. So this does not appear to be a button. This is a piece of glass with an inset that is colored black, and it looks like some sort of eye. But I can't imagine it would be on a plush toy. Unless the plush toy is very old, because we've been using safety eyes for a long time. Like, I think the first safety eyes came out in the 60s. So I'm not sure what this is for. This is definitely one I gotta put to the side and look up. That's just pretty weird. So this was probably a very pretty button at one point. It's missing all of its rhinestones now, and it's got a unidentified brown stain, probably just like glued on dirt. So this was probably a very pretty button at some point, but yeah. I'll go ahead and put it in the metallic pile, but it'll probably be trashed. Okay. And I did find out about these snaps. These weird, like, butthole looking things. These were very popular in women's sleep clothing, because we are very sensitive, and the mere notion that raw metal touching your skin is very offensive. That was 4 sneezes in a row. I just barely made it. Okay, here's a weird one. Let's get this close to the camera. So it is white, textured, and in the little valleys, it's got a gray color. No idea what this could be for. If you got an idea, let me know. We'll put you in the craft pile. Okay, this is definitely, we probably have the other parts in here. This is missing 2 rhinestones, and it's got a cupped spot for like either a larger rhinestone, maybe the one that we saw before, and maybe at the bottom there's those 2 colored rhinestones. I mean, little rhinestones. This is definitely one to keep. I'm finding a lot more interesting ones this time. So this is a metallic button, and it's got little rope patterns. And these are metallic, like, fake thread. They're, like, fused to the button, so I know that's on purpose. I guess you'd put it on with, like, invisible thread. Oh no, it's got a shank back. This is a pretty unusual button. I wonder what it would be used for. Maybe men's clothing? We'll put you in the cool pile. I also brought enough water this time instead of being a dumbass and forgetting to fill my water. This is just a large black button. He's cool. Goes in the craft pile. This has an interesting pattern on it. This is a polyester knit fabric covered button. It's got some sort of pattern on it. put it in the 80s. Wow, there's a lot of purple. So this is a interesting marble pattern. Part of it's marbled and part of it's solid. So it gives it sort of like a appearance of like cracked ice. Okay, this one is solid metal with a black it's just a black circle in the middle. I think it's actually like a navy. That's solid metal instead of being metallicized plastic. I can't tell if this one is actual mother of pearl or not. Doesn't have the traditional kinds, but I know that newer mother of pearl buttons sometimes don't either. I'll put it in the pile. This is definitely a women's sweater. In the cool pile. Okay, this button is... I can't tell if this is disintegrating or not. This is canvas on it. It's either a burlap or a type of canvas. Oh, it rolled over there. I'm not going to reach over there and get it. But that's sort of interesting on it. Let's see. Let me just grab a couple of these cute small buttons. Oh my gosh, there's so many tiny ones. Okay. Here's a bunch of cute little fabric buttons that were all kind of in the little area. So the very smallest one is probably the most interesting. It's printed printed cotton, and it definitely was some part of a shirt, probably a men's shirt. Very, very cute. And I've got a nice Christmas bulb. You know, he just casually chilling in there, as one does. Another nice mother of pearl button. Man, whatever sweater or something these were on was very popular, because they usually only give you 2 buttons. Like there's 3 of them all together. This thing has been stirred up a lot, so it says something if there's that many so close together. Hang on, what is this? This is from an old arcade. This is just an arcade coin. So this is from a old arcade that we had here called Tilt. And they're just like Chuck E. Cheese and all this, you know, Dave and Buster's, all these ones that had like stuff like that. And yeah. Oh, I like this one. This one would be another one that you could cover up with resin. Not that I do that. That's too pretty. It's got that nice cup shape. There's another 3-hold button. Were you? Yeah, you were in there. This time I'm finding a lot more interesting buttons. I don't know why. Hey, I think we found the match. I don't know exactly how these work. These two definitely seem to go together. I don't know. Clip that again. Okay. So here's another one of the metallic ones. And this is definitely something that was glued onto something, because it has markings where there was glue. I'm not sure. I will put it to the side over here, because that is definitely something that was glued on there. Interesting thing. I thought this was some sort of wheelbarrow at first. I was having to stare at it. I am not sure what it is. Some coat of arms. Some kind of metal part. Not really sure what this one is. Oh, finally we get... This one looks like it's in okay condition. It's one of the wood buttons that I hate. I'll put it in there so that we can stare at him for a while and... Alright, so when my neighbor and I were sorting through these, we had found a few of these. And the ones we had found were pink with the rhinestone in the center. I believe we found some last time. So here is another, I guess we're going to call them nipple buttons. This looks like a cufflink. I don't know, I'm striking. This is not a button. Go in the imposter pile. A nice square button. Okay, this is one that I haven't seen before. This is copper. And it actually is meant to be sewn. Well, it's probably just antique copper coated. It's meant to be sewn onto something instead of having a shank back. It's got a very interesting thing on it. It looks like some sort of flame, perhaps. Ooh, this one is a disintegrating fabric button. This one is one of those crushed velvet ones from the 80s. And it's just... Ooh, Here's another disintegrating fabric button. Okay, this one is pretty unique. DIOT, and the back has a custom triangle shaped shank. This has definitely got to be one to check. Let's see. DIOT. No, might be DIOR. Yeah, DIOR. Wow. Oh. Okay, yeah. So I'm looking at this on eBay. And one replacement button is like $11. It sent me to eBay Canada for some reason. I don't know why. But there's that metal one right there. Oh, it's not going to show up on eBay. But there's the gold tone one on eBay. And it's going for about $11. It's got the prices in Canada, so I had to do a little mental math there. But, yeah. It looks like those suits are very expensive. So we'll definitely put you in the cool pile and go list you on eBay, since that's that would pay for all the buttons. This one has a nice anchor. Okay, let's go open the moderator panel again. There we go. Because the moment I close the moderator panel, someone's going to come by and spam the chat again. This has a little anchor on it. Definitely some sort of branded one. This looked interesting at first, but he's definitely coming apart too. It's a tiny little fabric button. Shame. Okay, this one is not. This is a nice teal color button. He's got some sort of like embroidery print. Throwing these all over the place. Another 3-hold button. This is a nice color. This is a nice mother of pearl one. Another one of these weird backings. I wonder what all those flat buttons are for. Alright. Time for the next pile. I already see a bunch of neat stuff here. Also see a new pin right there, ready to get me. I also see our enemy right here, a disintegrating wood button. It's sort of hard to see, but he's falling apart on the back. No bueno. Okay, I feel that this had something glued in the center. There's no glue residue though, but it's clear, slightly discolored because of age. Some plastic rhinestones, and I guess this is maybe glue residue. It's not 100% sure because it just could be dirt. Fairly interesting. I guess we'll look for something that could have been glued there. No, that's too small. Wow, we're really finding a bunch of purple buttons. But yeah, the one person asked me if I could sort them out, like 50 purple buttons for $3. And I just had to laugh because I really don't think there's 50 purple buttons in here. I found maybe like 8 tonight, and I found like 4 last time. Okay, so this is actual mother of pearl, and it's got a metallic little shank. Pretty interesting. Oh, okay, so these are not the same. This is the new one right here. It has a whole bunch of rhinestones still attached to it. It's a little bit darker and smaller. What's this? Another pearl button. These must have been super popular. It's another polyester knit. Oh, Ollie, if you're still watching, can you tag eyes? She might be busy though, because it's Saturday. So this had some embossing on it, and this looks very old. It looks like it's got the embossing off of it. Probably from age. Oh, you were eating, huh? Oh, you are watching, eyes. Oh, that reminds me. Let me go show you the 2 lions I've got. Okay, so I'm looking at Ali's Discord, and Eyes says, "What in the world is this one?" There's new categories. Covered in glue. I think we do like rotting glue. or just rotting in general. So I can cover the disintegrating polyester buttons. Mother of pearl, buttons for Alia, faceted. The mafia wants this. Yeah, I definitely got it. I definitely gotta like go look at what they've got, what they wanted, and put it on there. And she added in nipples as a thing. Anyways, this one needs a lot of TLC, but this just probably came off of a really nice suit at one point. Let me go and get the lions for her. Alright, guys. Hope you're looking. So we went to Goodwill as we do on Tuesdays, and I found 2 lions back to back. Probably from the same batch of shit. We got there you go, that's a good. It's a very nice hefty sized lion. And by the same company, he's also got a tag sticking out of his head. Is another baby lion. So this is the more realistic brand called Mione, where they try and make all the proportions realistic. I mean, not that they're like highly unrealistic anyways. It's the same kind as that fox. But I thought of you, and I thought of them being 80 cents, so I got them. I also got this Octopus pacifier clip. I plan to take the pacifier part off and just put it on my sewing bag. They also had this for 99 cents. It looked like a really nice thing to put some pencils or markers in. For 99 cents, I mean, you can't really say no to that. It's got a nice zipper and everything. Anyways, I hope you enjoy those lion's eyes. I hope you were watching. Oh, you are. First one looks like the guy I have at work. Very possible. They are Aurora. They're sold in quite a few different stores, so you definitely could have picked them up somewhere. The octopus was pretty cute for 50 cents. He'll be a like purse clip. Very cute. But yeah, when we go and we get stuff on Tuesdays, you know, I can't say no to that, because if nothing else, they'll go on my bed. Oh, almost pulled it out. Huh. This one has several tiny little coats of arms. And some black enamel inlay. It's another one of those interesting buttons where it's got a little inside and the shank back. Oh. We're finding all the purple ones. Okay. This is a mildly disgusting button. Because, like, okay, so let me bring it really close to the camera so you can, there we go. Gotta stand up. So, this is a fabric button, but the fabric has either come off or it never properly got put on there. And this one was riveted on there. And he seems to have come off, probably because he was a defect. But this is generally what they put on the bottom of fabric buttons. And it's a not very pleasant texture at all. I can't tell if it's coming apart or if that's just how it is, but he's definitely going to the trash. This is just a bead. Just a bead. This is a big yellow button. This has got to be some sort of sweater button. Wait. We've got some sort of organization system around here. What is this? This is not a button. I don't know what this is, but it's not a button. So this is like a dark teal, and then it's got a ring of silver around the edges. Pretty unusual. It's also, it's not quite teal, it's like a greenish navy. Definitely need to put that in the investigate pile. Looks like a button I could post in the group and people will like. I'm definitely thinking of doing some canvases with buttons, because I've got a whole bunch of canvases when a local store marked them for super cheap. And I use them for pins and hair bow displays, but I didn't need quite that many. So they're currently just in the closet. I did one for that seahorse recently. I mean, the leafy sea dragon. But I can definitely find... Hang on. No. So this pearl thing fits in this, but it doesn't seem like it would actually do it. Also, I'm not sure how it would sit on then. This is a bright pink button. Bright pink square button. Oh, it's another one of these tri-hole buttons. This is a square button with like almost like cut corners. Like it's definitely meant to be like this. I don't know what shape this is. I'm sure it's got a name. Found one side of a rivet. What I imagine that one is for like the sleeves on, a pull on like a sweater. Okay, this one is unusual. So this is a mother of pearl with laser etched Max Mara written on it. So I'm going to take a look at that real quick. Max Mara mother of pearl button. Huh. Okay. I mean, I knew Neiman Marcus was a very expensive place. But the blazers and other stuff that these seem to go on are like $300 shirts. Even on Poshmark, they're going for like 50 to 70. So that's a pretty unique. I guess we'll put it in the interesting pile. It's pretty interesting laser etching for sure. Maybe they get counterfeited a lot. This is another hefty metal. And this is a glass rhinestone in there. It's not plastic, it's glass. Little acrylic pearl shank back. More fabric buttons. Definitely need to think of some way to set up okay. So this is a weird button. Is this a cuff link? Is it a decorative button? It says Rio on it. And the back is some sort of like 3-part system. Okay, you go in the interesting pile because we gotta look you up. Here's a clear button. I don't know what to say about him. Oh, it's a big triangle button. This is definitely a nice one to craft with because it's unusual. Pretty mother of pearl one. Ah, it's a key. It's a key. It says it is unlawful to duplicate this key. So, I guess don't duplicate the key. Ooh, this one is pretty ugly. This is like some nasty lime green, like puke green button. That's definitely not going over there. You go back in there. You stay until you're useful. This one is one of these weird ones that has a little butt on it. Two-part one. Ollie and Logan are abandoning me. They're gonna go play League of Legos and not dinosaurs. Here's one of these ones that look like they're pooping again. Go over there. Oh, this is some sort of bead. It's a Singer style bobbin. Well, at least it didn't stab me. I don't have a Singer style machine. I have an old machine that's called a FAF. And they're not very... They used to be more common in America than they were now. They're German. I did not choose my machine. It is my grandmother's. And she's passed away, so I'm going to use that machine until I cannot anymore. She did not use it very much. She sewed a couple purses out of blue jeans, which is very hard to do on a regular sewing machine. And then she stopped using it, so I have used it much more than she ever did. Aside from storage, it was basically brand new whenever I started using it. A couple of the things needed replacements. This one's a fake mother of pearl with a zigzag. Definitely a cute one for crafting with. There's a purple button. Man, I really don't like these olive colored ones. I'm sure they're useful for like something. Some kind of metal bit. It's another one of these. Oh, this is highly metallic. So this is another metallic button that's meant to be sewn with, like, sewn to something. Those are pretty rare. Okay, this is called a gripper is what's printed on here. I don't exactly know what it is, so I gotta look that up. So I'm wondering if these buttons and maybe this type of back went together somehow. I am not sure. I have no idea what this is. Not a clue. Okay, this one is a resin button, but it looks like some sort of, like, if you had some sort of pattern on a thing that was called popcorn. This is what it looks like, because it's like some sort of cream with some brown and a little bit of caramel color. This is a pretty button. This is another metallic sew-on button. There's an Uggo button. This is a peg from a desk. Whenever you'd assemble some old wooden desk, and you had to put like some screws. This is what you'd cover it up with. That sure is a thing. Oh, this one is interesting. Okay, this one is something I should look up. This is not only a weird shape, it's curved and it's got a unique shank back on it. Definitely one to look up. Disgusting wood button. Okay, this has a... Nope, nope. There we go. So this has a key and a sword on it. The rest of these just look like buttons. Oh, this is some broken thing. Some sort of broken plastic goes there. One day I'll remember the bingo sheet exists. I wish you were here, Eyes, so that you could help me sort through all the pretty resin buttons, especially into colors. Found another pinto bean. Sure is a thing. Maybe like someone's homemade plush toy broke, because I've heard those, sometimes people fill them with beans. Another one of these nice embossed type buttons. The not marijuana leaf. Another one of these eye things, but this one doesn't have any black in it. Just very strange. Maybe one of the elders knows. They can tell me that I am a foolish youngin for not knowing what kind of button this was from the 1900s. Ooh, this is one of these disintegrating velvet buttons. Goes in the trash. Ew, this one is in good condition, but he's ugly. He's got union on him, so he's got to be looked at some. This is a domed metallic bead. It's actually metallic and not plastic. We got a mate to the cool button. We have a similar button. The other ones are matte textured. This one's like gloss texture. Got disgusting wood button. Another disintegrating velvet button. Lots of tiny little cute fabric buttons today, where they actually have like quality fabric on them instead of being trash. And what is this? This is not a button. It's some sort of rusty thing. Oh my goodness, what is this thing? Let's drink some water. I don't even know how to describe this. So this is some kind of... This has got to be from the 70s. It's some sort of textured ABS button, which is a type of plastic. And it's concave here. It's really weird. I think it would be nice to craft with. Here's another bell bottom button. This is a nasty polyester knit button, but it's in good condition. This is dirty. This looks like a candy melted on it. Someone's kid definitely dropped candy in this at some point. I just know it. Waiting to find like a disintegrated Jolly Rancher at the bottom. A nice orange button. Don't see a lot of those. Okay, so this button has various zodiac signs on it. I know you definitely can't see it because I could barely tell. But it's got Libra, Aries, Virgo. I don't know the others, but it's definitely zodiac signs. Probably when I reach the 2-hour mark, I will pack it up. So about 15 minutes. I like to keep the streams about 2 hours long. So that way I actually like rewatch my streams and like have them on in the background instead of being like, damn, I really don't want to look at this for 5 hours. So these are two interesting buttons to craft with. This one has facets, and so does this one, but they're two different types of faceting. Oh, disintegrating fabric button. A penny, huh? Oh, this is a penny from 1996. A square. Just a black square. I think we had one of those in there too. Oh, this is a disintegrating fake leather button. Yeah, he's flaking off, huh? I'm gonna have to scrub my hands really good after this. Another bell bottom button. Yeah, this is where all the mother of pearl buttons were hiding. At the bottom. Slowly but surely we will clean through all these buttons. Definitely gonna take some of the... Wow, this is a 3-holed one that's... Like resin. I haven't seen one of these yet. This is one of those other ones that have the thing on the back. Do not know. Oh, this one is... No, he's not falling apart yet, but he's gonna get thrown away. He's... Actually, he could be done for someone's like earring tree for Christmas. I think he'd work for that. It's a crushed velvet button. So he's not quite bad enough to throw away. I thought he was at first. But he's just regular unpleasant, not dangerous unpleasant. Another one of these weird black things. Maybe they're for, like, maybe there's some sort of chalk. A disgusting wood button. Another nice sew-on metal button. little tiny fabric button. Man, those sweaters must have been so popular. Makes you wonder just how they got so many. Like, did they just go to the back and sneak off a button whenever someone bought it? Did people come in looking for buttons and they just have a whole bunch of them for the manufacturer? Because surely not everyone wanted every dress set, like, dress suit tailored. Okay, we're going to do one final scoop. I'll sort through it. And then we will end the stream for the night. Hopefully I won't be so busy next week. And I can do this again once a week instead of being so busy during the week. I'm not so busy at night. It's mostly during the day. So this is some kind of key. Not sure what it's for, but it was definitely important enough for someone to put a tassel on it. So that's 2 keys. Oh, there's a couple pins. Let's get out these pins first. There's 1 pin. Okay, this warrants looking more into. This feels like a leather button, but it also feels plastic. It's very confusing. I definitely need to take a look at it. A disgusting wooden button. Oh, okay. This is mother of pearl, and this actually has a shank back instead, so it was thick enough to do. That's pretty rare. This is a weird plastic. It's got matte on one side. Oh, it's a different type of pin. It's got a little thing on it. Oh, there's a pin. There's a safety pin. Oh, it's another one of these tilt coins. Just like some sort of nickel? Nickel and dime. Alrighty. Another penny, this time 1991. This is a very ugly fabric button. It almost looks like someone used like a pin on it, but it also looks like it could just be some sort of really ugly style. A very hefty metallic button. Looks like an antique brass color with a dragon on it. Oh, this one looks cool. This one has square buttonholes. Can barely see it. I can't read. Square buttonholes. A square black button with facets. Oh, hey, there's one part. Where's the other part? There. Is this it? Let's see. No. Wait. Yes. Okay. So these are usually used on the back of clothing. They're sewn like that, and you put it like this. They can also be used on jeans or somewhere else where you need to, like, as a secondary hold. Kind of interesting that I found both pieces close together. Oh, here's another one. This one's like a gunmetal color. Another one of the 3-hold buttons. Ooh, we get two for we get another pin and a 1990 penny. We get some sort of double conjoined beads. I do not know. Nice hefty button there. What in the world? So this is a button. It's got some weird pattern on it and it's a weird shape. Could not tell you what it's for. Here's a piece of carpet. Sure is a piece of carpet. Okay. These are called, this has laser etching on it. Oh, it's probably just mold injected. These say swagger on them and they're like a resin. And it looks like I see two of them. Let's see, do we see any more? No, I do not. It's a 3-hold button. So this one has some sort of like fake canvas print. That's definitely not going to show. But it looks like you just zoomed up to a piece of canvas and put it on a button. Oh, another pin. Lots of snaps right here. Okay. So this is a plastic rhinestone that came off of something. Maybe one of the other ones that I mentioned was missing something. Definitely gonna have to get a couple more little bags for today's stuff. Gonna make a pile for things that are incomplete. This is resin, I think. Yeah, it's resin. Got a piece of gum wrapper. I think that's it for this little pile. So I'm probably going to start wrapping things up. Another one of those hideous buttons. I got basically another bag's worth sorted, so that's pretty good for one night. We probably have like at least 6 more times I can do streams of 2 hours to sort. And that's not including all of the new categories that I will find from people telling me things to look for. Okay, I gotta stop looking at here. There's too many cool things. It's nice that we found 2 keys. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the keys. I guess just put them in one of the random piles. Okay. Let's see what we got here. I definitely need to get another bag for fabric buttons. Cause look at all that. I think next time I'm going to try and set the tripod up in front of me, right here where my hand is, and I think I'm going to set up the canvas right there, and we're going to either hot glue or stitch on buttons. I think stitching on would be easier to do and not bump stuff, but gluing on is infinitely more easy, in my opinion. Alright, I'm gonna go grab some more bags and I'll keep talking while I bag things up. Alright. So I couldn't find the same bags I used last time. Maybe they've all gone on vacation. So let's put all these fabric buttons here and here. I think this guy was one too. Start piling them in here. I think that button I found at the front of, at the start of the stream was really cool. I think it's the best one I've found. I don't remember exactly which one it was. It was the one that had a lot of facets on it and I was very happy about. I'll find it here in a second. I'll be happy about it again. But there's so many interesting buttons. I can't wait to start putting some on canvas. I don't know if they will sell, and quite possibly they won't. But if I make them generic enough, I can have some fun and make some more craft money, and that's probably best I can hope for. There's a tiny little pearl one. Would be good of me to maybe make a sorting system that was consistent or something of that sort, but ooh, that's asking a lot. It's a nice hefty bag. I think after I do one initial sort, I'm going to go through it again and start sorting them by size, because that's usually what I dig around for. Oh yeah, it's this guy. I remember I put him out there. This is a very cool button. I like you a lot. Anyways, usually when I just start digging for a button, it's usually by size. If it's a specific color, sometimes, but almost always I just go for size first whenever I'm filling stuff in. Okay, so we need a bag for these craft buttons. Oh yeah, this is that cute little alligator button. Probably ran away with the right bags in my room somewhere. But I have been doing too much crafting, so God knows where they are. Okay. So I think this is where I started trying to put the mother of pearl buttons, and then I started putting them in a different one, and I merged them into here, and then started putting the 3 hole buttons in here too, it looks like. Seemed like a very logical course of me. Then you've got those ones that are printed. Alright, that's the expensive button. Let's make a little bag for those. So yeah, if anyone is watching this in the future on either YouTube or Facebook or wherever I post this, if you know anything about any of these buttons that you saw, please let me know, because I am not a button expert. I'm in a couple button groups, and I casually buy stacks of buttons from yard sales and other places. But I'm only able to tell like what people tell me, cause there's so much about these buttons. And I just want to craft with them and not be worrying that I'm crafting with a expensive ass button. Because there's a fair chance that's, I mean, just a couple of the buttons I looked up right here are worth quite a bit. So I imagine there's ones that I've searched for, I mean, that I've used already that are worth something, and so that was someone will tell me, oh my god, why did you use that button for your thing? Be like, well, I didn't know. Go look at my stream. I'm all looking through buttons that I've processed and are interesting. And if not, I mean, someone wanted to buy my canvas because I've got a $35 button on it, then by all means, buy it, and don't tell me you destroyed all my hard work for one button. Okay, all of these weird little metal parts. I guess we'll put the keys and the tokens and the pennies in a different bag. And then the rest of the stuff, actually I guess we'll keep these 2 glass eyes, but all of this other stuff is trash right here. Nope, don't run away. Goodbye 2 more pinto beans. Goodbye bobby pin of unknown origin. You're kind of a green. Guess you're a little interesting. Metal. It's some sort of cuff link. I gotta go show these things to Mom. She might know what the hell they are. Then I'll ask her if she wants the one earring. So what do you think? Should I try and actually play bingo with the buttons, or should I just have Adventures in Buttonland again? I don't know, I kind of like just Adventures in Buttonland, but it does give something to do with them. This is a pretty purple. Where did I put the pretty button pile? Alright, mostly cleaned up now. Just gotta do a little bit more and then gonna close it. Think I'll play a video game or two. Alrighty, gonna go ahead and close the stream. Thanks eyes for watching. And I saw like a couple other people casually pop in. Thanks for stopping in. And again, if you watch this later and you know anything about these buttons and you don't have some absurd request, please let me know. I mean, I really had some weird questions from people asking. I had people asking for oh god, I'd have to even just start scrolling through there to see the insanity that people were asking for. So many of them were telling me to not mention, if someone else messaged me, not to talk to them because they were gonna scam me or something. I don't even know. Anyways, I'll see y'all later.